Hello, and thank you for joining me for this short Weave product presentation. I hope in the next few minutes, this video will give you a brief idea of not only what Weave is, but if this is something that you should look into for your practice. So first thing is what is Weave? Weave in a nutshell is a communications consolidator. What Weave does is we've taken your phones, we've taken your auto recall, your reminders, your Google reviews. We've taken all of that and put it into one system. During this short presentation, I'm going to touch on just a few of those features and really kind of show how your practice can benefit through these features by streamlining everything, making it not only easier for you and your staff, but also for your patients. What we found was that optometrists were constantly having issues where they were working with a phone company, they were working with a text messaging company, they were working with their payments platform, with their confirmation systems, reviews. And what Weave has done is we've come together and consolidated all of that into one system for your office, not only making it easier for you and your staff, but also for your patients. So let me show you our first feature as far as with the phones. These right here are the physical phones. You can see these physical phones. We can customize these to however you want. I've seen offices with one phone all the way up to offices with 100 phones. Like I said, however you want these customized, we can figure that out there for you and what you guys would like. The great thing is these physical phones will integrate directly with your practice management system, as well as they'll integrate with the Weave software. Now, one of the nice things about this, and I'm just going to kind of simulate what it looks like when I call into my office, is when a patient calls in. Now, when a patient calls in, your phones are going to ring just like normal, but on your actual computer screen, you're going to see this pop up right here. Now, when I actually answer the phone or click view, it's going to bring up that patient as well as their family members. Now, most offices will have it minimized just as I had it, and then they'll have the practice management system open here on the computer screen. And then when you actually answer the phone, as I said, that patient will pop up as well as their family members. So here we can see Michael, we can see his wife Emma, his 2 children, but then it's also found in their major talking points from the practice management system. So here we see that Nathan and Thomas are overdue for appointments. It looks like Nathan hasn't been in since 2017 and Thomas 2016. Or we can even see that Michael has an overdue balance of $120. Now, this is done for every single phone call for every patient who is in your practice management system. If there's upcoming birthdays, if there's overdue appointments, collections, anything like that, it's pulling it all into one system, making each and every phone call ideal. The next feature that I want to show you is our two-way text messaging feature. This is one of Weave's bread and butter, and the reason being is because it's simple. Now, if I come back to the computer screen here, you're going to notice the Weave software looks just like a smartphone. And the reason why that is because we wanted it to be easy for offices to use. I can't tell you how many offices I speak with who they have a texting system, but it's kind of difficult to use. It's kind of well, not kind of, it's difficult to use. Two-way texting is just difficult. What will happen is when they receive a text message, they're not notified. When they send a text message, it's kind of in an email template. And then the patient will receive a text message from a short digit code or a random phone number. I don't know about you, but every time I get a message from a random phone number or a short digit code, I assume it's spam and I delete it. Weave is going to fix those problems for you. The next feature that I really want to focus on is our two-way text messaging feature. This is one of the bread and butters of Weave. Offices love this, and that's because right now, text messaging or two-way text messaging with a patient is difficult. I can't tell you how many offices I speak with, and they tell me that for them, in order to send a text message, it's clunky, it's difficult. And then when patients receive a text message, they'll say that they'll think that it's spam. It's not coming from the office phone number. It's coming from a 5-digit phone number. I don't know about you, but every time I get a text message from a number that I don't recognize, I just delete it. I had someone send me a text message here just yesterday saying that I owed money on student loans, which is ironic because I don't have student loans. And so people are very skeptical. Messages that are coming from random phone numbers today are now becoming spam, kind of like, I guess, what email spam would have been 5 years ago. That's what's becoming common or relevant for us today. So getting into the software right here, you're first going to notice that it's common sense on where to click with text messaging. Right here where it says messages. As I click on messages, just like a smartphone, it's going to show everyone that I've sent text messages to. I'll come right down here to new messages. And because of the integration, all I have to do is type in the patient's name. I'll come here to text, and I'm going to say something like, hey, I just wanted to see how your eyes were feeling after today. I'm going to put a little eyeball emoji in there. Actually even search for it so you guys can see that. We'll do the eyes. I click enter, and it's going to tell me exactly who in the office sent that text message. Now, the nice thing about this is it is going to send a text message directly from the office phone number. It's not coming from some random phone number or some 5-digit code or anything like that. What I want to now show you is I'm going to pull up my cell phone, and you're going to see right off the bat that it is coming from the office phone number. That 801 number is my office phone number. I'm now going to reply, and I'm going to say something like, they are feeling great. Thank you for the time to check them out and make sure they are okay. Okay, and I'm going to send that on over. Now, when you receive a text message, you're going to notice this pop-up right here on the top right-hand corner of the screen. Offices love this because you're no longer having to consistently check another app or platform. It notifies your office right off the bat when you receive a text message. Now, if you receive more than one text message, I'm going to send another text, and I'm just going to say, hey, for example. You're going to notice it's going to overlap, and you can toggle between the two messages right here. You'll also notice that as I sent that on my cell phone, it's instantaneous. For the patient, this is just like text messaging. For the office, it's just like messaging, okay? I can even add a tag here. What this does here is, let's say the text message is for billing, or it's for Dr. Smith or Dr. Johnson or whoever. You can assign that text message for them, so then it notifies them that they have a text message. Now, right here, I'm going to ignore one of these messages, but when I click reply, I can reply right here, or if I click view, it's going to bring up the entire conversation right here, right off the bat. Now, the great thing as far as with this text messaging, as I said, is it's two-way texting. It's coming from the office phone number. And then one of the most popular features that optometrists love is our missed call text. You guys are so busy. And the thing that's crazy is the way we communicate, especially my generation, is the way we communicate is changing. And one of those ways is voicemails. I can't tell you the last time that I personally listened to a voicemail, and I can't tell you the last time that I personally left a voicemail. I bet you oftentimes as you call patients, you probably hear things like, this voicemail box has not been set up, or you hear this voicemail box is full. Well, it's the same thing when they call your office, particularly new patients. If they call your office and they hit a voicemail, they're just going to, and they're a new patient, as I said, they're just going to go to the next optometrist that's on Google, or the next person that they have. They have no allegiance to you. It's someone they're just going just down the list. So if they hit voicemail and you don't get to it, they'll go to someone new. Well, what we've has found is if we can initiate the conversation after they hang up, we can capture that audience. And so one of the things that you can schedule in a demo to see is when patients call in, if you miss a phone call, it will automatically text them back, capturing that audience. So that's the two-way texting. Let me jump into our next feature that you're going to love. Our Weave mobile app, offices love. The reason why they love this is because it makes it so that you can do everything directly from your cell phone. This has been a particularly relevant feature over the past couple years as offices have needed to either work more remote or be able to access their schedule or send text messages or phone calls while they are gone from the office. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up my cell phone once again. And here on my cell phone, you're going to notice the Weave mobile app. Now, as I click on that, you're going to notice it looks just like the Weave software here. Now, with the mobile app, you'll notice, for example, let's say that I want to look at my schedule. I can click on my schedule, and everything is right there. Who's coming in at what time, who is confirmed, who is unconfirmed. If they're in green, then they're confirmed. If they're in gray, then they're unconfirmed. Let's say that I want to, for example, send a text message or a phone call here to Brooke Brown. Okay, you can text or call Brooke or whoever it is right from your cell phone, but it's going to use your office phone number. To illustrate this, I'll give you a story. I had one office that I believe they were down in Oklahoma. And what happened was they woke up to tornado sirens. And they had patients, I guess they were a smaller town, but they had patients coming in from other areas in the county that day. And so the office manager knew that she was not going to make it into the office because of the tornadoes. And so what the manager did is she was going down to her storm cellar, was she pulled open her mobile app, she came right here to her schedule, and she was able to send a mass text message to everyone who was coming in that day saying, hey, there's tornadoes in the area. We're going to need to reschedule. Please bear with us for a few hours and we'll be reaching out. Or for those who didn't have the text messaging, she was able to just call them right from her cell phone. And the great thing is it did not use her personal cell phone number. It all came from the office phone number. I've seen offices use this with storms. I've seen offices use this when they go to conferences. I've seen doctors do this for after hours. The great thing is you can do this where you can access your patient information and call them or text them, and it will all come from the office phone number. Now, I've just kind of scratched on a few features here with Weave today. There are so many more features that we could touch on. I mean, just as I pull up the software here, things such as digital forms. We can do things such as payments. A big one that offices have been loving is our text to pay, where we can streamline a lot of your payment features and make it to where patients can now pay their bill over text message. We can make it to where if you miss a phone call, it will automatically text the patient back. As I said, we can do Google reviews. We do your auto recall, your reminders, all of these features into one. As I said earlier, this is not an entire demo, but if something that I've said today has sparked an interest, go ahead and fill out a demo request form. One of our representatives will reach out to you and give you a customized and personalized demo. The great thing with Weave is this is customizable for every single office. We are turning the office phone into a smartphone, and we want to make it to where it's easiest for not only you and your staff, but also your patients to communicate with each other. Thank you so much.